going back on Dika Nikaya 1, he covered till the Sunni. Now we go to the next one, which is about the Ditti relating to Uchedavada. So why this Uchedavada happens?
What is meant by Uchedavada? Sorry.
Ucheda. Ucha is to remove. Ucheda means complete removal. There's nothing left. Sasattavada, Uchedavada. Sasatta means something exists, and Ucheda means nothing exists. Okay. And from that word has come Uchi. Uchi means urine, meaning to. Like in Kannada, we use the word Uchi. In Pali, it is Uchi. Same word. What it means is just like urine. You just urinate and you don't hold anything, right? So then you can't say urine is mine. In the same way, after this body is disintegrated completely, then there is nothing coming back into existence. Now, that's the view why we are going to go through it. Just like the Sannivada, we have Suchedavada. Okay. Ucheda means removal. So there's nothing left. So a person who is eternalistic will go into Kila Matanu Yoga. That means he will take a lot of austerities and does a lot of things to protect himself from the future birth. Uchedavada person will do everything to enjoy the senses because he knows after this nothing exists. So you do whatever you want. So you can beg, you can borrow, you can steal, you can do this, do that. There's nothing like anything is going to happen after this. Why? So there's no proof of existence. So in the one sutta relating to Kumara Kassapa, okay, and if you search that sutta, it talks with Uchedavada. There's one Brahmin who comes and asks him, what's the proof? What's the proof? What's the proof? Like that. Okay, that is Uchedavada. Let us say, Ashwin, somebody comes and asks you, let's say, define karma. How do you define it? Let's see how any one of you are going to explain to a person who doesn't believe. How do you explain to him what's karma? Let's see. Before we go to the Uchedavada, let's say I am a total non-believer. Total non-believer. How would you convince me?
Very difficult.
And you are given up even before trying.
No, I tried many people, so that's what. And always unsuccessful. That's what.
Vilasi, I think in one of the, I don't know if it's exactly the same thing, but one of the suttas, Buddha says that, somebody asks something not similar, but he said, if I talk to you about the before death, after death, and all these things, you will not understand this. So I'll explain to you how it happens here and now. So then he said, I think the same sutta, he said that, if you don't, his son is living far away, and then if he can't meet his son, then he will send somebody there and inquire how he still till that time, he cannot be happy. So he was telling it is all the I don't know, it is about all things are happening because of the attachments and everything, but it is something related, but what I was trying to say is that we can explain how this happens in the present, maybe like how when you are getting angry, how you are feeling, if somebody has the faculty to feel how when you are getting angry to someone, how you are when you don't get something, how you feel. So is that what you meant, or?
No. That's not what I meant.
I tried once just to give everybody example. So I tried with people who don't believers, like particular the Muslims category people. They don't believe in their philosophy is that whoever born, they do live and then they go to up, and then when they go die, they Allah will do their karma balancing, and as per that balance they goes in the Berg or the Narak or the what they called
Jahannum.
whatever Jahannam and the uh, whatever the other ones. But then I try to explain him. That means before that, this explanation I explained him if why the people are poor, why the people are sick, why the people are very rich, extreme poor, and this is definitely because of karma. And then I he said this Muslim philosophy. Then I stopped to explain. So that's why I felt that time, because some people are very poor, some people are very rich, some having a good health, some having a non good health, and then some are very beautiful, some are ugly or the dark skin, some are fair. So this is all related to the karmas. I try to explain. Then he given me that philosophy. Then I stopped. That's my
Okay.
one of the example.
Okay. So what basically happened, we shouldn't forget this. So please remember, from the Buddha point of view, you will have three kinds of people. One believer in karma, one non-believer in anything, one believer in God. You get only these three kind of people. And Buddha Dhamma is none of these three. Okay, if you believe, you just believe in karma, then Buddha Dhamma is not for that. And if you just believe it's for annihilation, that is also not for that. And if you believe there is a God or somebody who is doing something to me or will do something to me, then again it is not Buddha Dhamma. Okay? So if we were to look at the viewpoint which we are going to get, you get in four categories, which Buddha has already explained there. One with perception, one without perception, one neither perceiving nor non-perceiving, and one with uchcheda, annihilationist. Okay. Now, what is the one with perception? He perceives that God exists, unchanging, eternal, and he manages everyone. The capital He. Okay. So all religion fall under the first category. All. Any religion you take will go in divine intervention. Okay. So it now depends on what God you're talking about. Then there is two categories. One is a form category, one is a formless category. So the Abrahamic religion is on formless category, meaning there are no millions of gods. There's God, but it's formless. So there's only messengers, there's only angels who come and teach to the humanity. Okay, it was formless. So it's called monotheist. Polytheist means many. So if you take that viewpoint, is that there's not that there is one single God. That's true, but there are, you can call it as avatar. Yep. So basically the Hindu viewpoint, in not the Upanishadic viewpoint, Hindu viewpoint is that there are avatars, there are gods who control a particular kind of being through the stars or through the planet or whatever it is. So if you don't please that God, then the God will be angry. The same thing with every other religion. If you displease God, then God will be angry. So that is the same thing. So he'll punish you for the sin, or he will protect you for not being sinful. So the objective here is a monotheist or polytheist. Mono means single, poly means multiple, many. So, but there's God. The main focus area is God. So annihilationist doesn't come there at all because it's God controlled. And then there is something called as destiny. We believe in destiny. It's predestined, meaning a person is to be born poor because God wanted him to be born poor because he had angered the God, and then God became angry and he shouted him, okay, now you become a poor person. So now when he starts serving the God will get pleased. In the next life, he takes him to Jannat, means heaven. Jahannam means hell. So in the same way, there is heaven and hell in the Hebrew or in the Bible. So then you, depending upon how you have made sure the God is happy. The concept of God is actually karma, to be honest. But then there's a God who is overlooking you. In Sanskrit and Pali, it is Adipati, overlord. So he controls you. So if you're suffering right now, is because you angered God some time ago. If you're happy now, is because you were in line with what God wants. So God made humans in his nature. But humans created misery for themselves, not understanding God's nature. It's true. In any religion goes by this. So this way of looking is a perception, sunny, where you exist as long as God wants you to exist. Because you are a servant of God. So then when you are a servant of God, it is up to God to decide whether to liberate you or not to liberate you. If he wants, he can keep you as a servant forever because we are servant of God. Yeah. There's one perception. Now, this perception is what holds all religion. This is called percipient. So you perceive, you feel. Feeling as in the Vedana, and you perceive as in the Sanya. So then you get a Sanya perception that I am indeed controlled by God. What I should do? I should pray to the God. Which God? God as in the God, Allah. Or God in as God, without attribute. As in the case of the Upanishadic way, is Brahman. It's undefinable. Yes, Saryu.
Yeah, I guess as these people are praying, they also get some joy, which make them more convinced that it's something there.
Yes, absolutely. So now we come to that section. Hold on for a second. So now we have something called as eternal. Meaning you exist as long as God wants you to exist. And when does the God want you not to exist? We don't know, because you're a servant of God. So you can't become God. God is one and you are another one. So it's called dualistic. Dual. So non-dual means you are God. There's no one called God. You who is doing it. And then the question comes, how do you become God then? If you are doing it, then where is God? This argument is the view. It's a distorted view which is held because I don't know. I've been told there is God. When I was born, my family showed me some photographs or some symbol, some thing, and said, "It's God." And that's how I started. If I go to Jerusalem, all the three will be wailing in one way or the other in that wall. The Jews will be wailing, and then the Christians will be wailing, and then the Muslims also will be wailing, and it's called Wailing Wall. Right? And that's what I've been told. So I hold on to this view. There is an eternal thing, and I am non-eternal because I'm dying. God is eternal. Just like in Bobby's home, there's a dog. And the dog life will be for 12 to 14 years, maximum 15 years. And the dog dies and it's born again. And it so happens that it's able to recognize Bobby. So in the eyes of the dog, Bobby is the God. Why? Every time it comes back, it sees Bobby. Hale and healthy. Oh my God. What's happening here? So let's say Bobby stays for 100 years and he's able to stay in the same shape without getting aged. Then what happens? Every 12 years, this dog dies. 12, 6, 72, 12, 7, 84, 12, 8, 96. So 8 times it can come back and sees the God. So Bobby and Marin are in exactly the same shape as it left. So it can reflect its past life. In the past life one, it was serving Bobby. The past life number 2, it was serving Bobby. The past life number 3, it was again serving Bobby. The past life 4, again serving Bobby, again serving Bobby, again serving Bobby. Now I see that I am indeed serving Bobby, so I am the servant of Bobby. That dog doesn't know Bobby will die. That's the only difference. Let's say Bobby's life is 80,000 years. How many times the dog is going to come back? Right? This is the fact we have to understand. That the Ayu has got nothing to do with God or no God. It's just the Ayu. It is dependent on the punya, the merit you're making. Nothing to do with whether the God will give you life or not. It's not like that. So Buddha Dhamma is totally different. It's got nothing to do with agreeing the God exists or not agreeing the God doesn't exist, agreeing that the existence is true or existence is untrue and something like that. No taking side. It's a non-sided philosophy. No siding. So this is the first thing we need to understand for ourselves. What is God? God is something, a consciousness which is eternal, unchanging self. But my self is non-eternal, changing, and destructible. It get destroyed. Myself being as a human, like the dog which Bobby has, is limited. You see, as far as that dog goes, Marin and Bobby are its parent. So if Bobby is not there, it will cry. It doesn't know what to do. If Bobby and Marin were to leave the dog and go away, and let's say the 2 children are also not there to take care of the dog, it goes into depression because it doesn't know where my parents went. Just like a person who goes deep into bhakti would go mad at where did my God go? I am not seeing him. Right? And the same thing. Same thing like the dog, and this person will be acting in the exactly the same way. He'll go mad. He'll go mad with God and he says that, oh, you, I think I've angered you. That's the reason you went away. oh my God, please, please don't do this to me. I will commit suicide. And the God comes. Then he is relieved. Oh my God. Right? Oh my God. That's God. This is one view. Now comes to the extreme view, which we are now talking. There is no God. There is nothing. There is simple. You enjoy, you finish it. The second extreme. And in between, there are people who believe if things are going good, it's because they did it. But when the things are going bad, it's because of bad karma. Okay? And you get 99% of them in that population. They might not talk it as karma. They will say, I don't know what I would have done. God is really doing this to me, is one. And the one, I don't know what deed I have done. Things have changed in this one, that one, because things are not working for him. But if it is working, he'll say, I did it. Another example, somebody is sprinting, meaning he's running. So he's practiced a lot, and then the day he's running and he falls down. Whom does he blame? He'll blame the leg, as though leg is different than him. But if he wins, what happens? Will he appreciate the leg? He'll say, I did it. And this is the second category of people where they blame something if it doesn't work, but if it works, they take the credit on themselves. I did it. See, I've struggled so much, so I got promoted. What if you were demoted? Then I blame it on that manager who didn't promote me. I'll say he's biased, telling you that person is not good because he didn't work in my favor. So you get these three kind of people all the time in the world. Yes, sir, you go ahead.
So all three will blame something in the same way, right? Even these people who believe in random, they will blame luck as
Yes.
if it's something. So all these three people will blame something when it doesn't work.
Exactly. Because now the person who is working on random, which we are going to come up next, if it doesn't work, he doesn't know why. So he'll say, bad luck, man. I'm telling you, bad luck. Now, what is luck? Luck is the probability. Okay. So if you want a probability, then you should have what? Have combinations. Okay. So you have to have some combination for this probability to work. So then you come to the set theory, where you create two set and the union, and then the union is where things work. These two are two separate set. So permutation and combination is the one which will make it work. So if something is possible, it should be a permutation combination. Right? So bad luck, because that permutation combination for some reason did not work. So these are the three different kinds of thinking, view. Okay. If you go and ask the eternalistic, he will say, today I did not do the puja properly, so God was angry. In fact, when I was doing the puja, I understood God today will be angry with me because I didn't do what he liked to do. What he liked you to do. No, he came yesterday in my dream. He said, make this special pudding for me. And I was too busy. I couldn't do it. I was thinking, oh, God will be angry. By the evening, you see, God made me have my lesson. Next time I'll do the pudding what he had asked me. What has pudding got to do with what you face? Don't tell like that. See, you are insulting God. I'm telling you, God, don't take it too lightly. he is angry, then that's it. You're done. So you'll get two people. One who will put it on God, another one will say luck. Okay. And luck means what? Permutation combination. God means what? Another permutation combination. But this is eternal. That is non-eternal. And in between comes the karma. So Buddha says all the three are wrong views. Simple. So somebody is telling everything is happening due to karma, wrong. Everything is happening due to God, wrong. Everything is happening due to uh, uh, randomness, wrong. Combination of all the three, wrong. Permutation of all the three, wrong. No, none of the above. Yes. Any question? Oh, yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just thinking it's because each person, as believers of God, we don't fully understand God, right? We can only hope the God, is happy today. So there's a factor of this luck is also there for these people who believe in God inside of them.
No, that's what I'm telling you. Is what happens is that's always a mixed thing. They believe in luck, but more in God. The annihilationists believe in luck, no God. And the karmic people think everything is happening due to karma. Good is happening karma, bad is happening karma. I killed someone because of karma. I had to tell lies because of karma. I had to have some kind of sexual misconduct because of karma. Everything is karma. Yes.
So I guess in that case, because both are based on belief system, so there'll always be doubts. So even these people who believe in random, when the situation comes, even they start praying a little bit here and there. Like, so it's
Yes, it's always like that. See, now somebody who was believing in God, the God didn't help him. So he becomes a disbeliever of that God, whichever God he has taken. He will, that God didn't help me. I'll take another God. This God, maybe very stingy God. I did so much to him. In fact, there's not a one day I have not prayed him, but stingy fellow. Next God, I will take him. So he will take that God. Okay. As an example, okay. Let's say I take Ganesh. Ganesh is supposed to take out all obstacles, but he's putting more obstacle. I'll take his father, Shiva, because Ganesh is not able to handle the kind of request I'm having. So I'll take Shiva, because Shiva knows how to take it. So like that. So we can, every human being comes up with some concept of view, and then he sticks on to that view, which will either turn into eternalistic or annihilationist approach. Yep, now we come to the annihilation. So he says, Santi Vikave Eke Samana Brahmana Uchedavada Sato Tatassa Uchedam Vinasam Vibhavam Anyapeti Sattahi Pattuhi. Pattu means Vastu, object, in 7 ways. So he says that Yato Bho Ayam Atta Rupi Chatup Mahabhutiko Maha Mata Pitta Ka संभवो काय सभेदा उच्च जति विनाशति न होती परम मरण इत्तावता खोभो अयम अत्ता समना समुच्छिन्नो होती. That is, this self, myself, is created out of the food I've eaten from my parents. Right? Self has come into existence after I was born. So self will go away after the body breaks up, right? See, how did the self came to be? If you were to ask me, after my parents named me, only the self came to be. myself Vilas. In fact, there are people, if you ask them to introduce, they will not say I am Vilas. They say myself Vilas. Or what is yourself Vilas? No. Myself is, that self came into existence because the parents gave me. So now this self will go away once myself is dead. Right? So this is the one. But someone else will say that Attiko bho eso atta yam tvam vadesi neso nattiti vadami no cha ko bho ayam atta yattavata samma samuccino hoti atti ko bho anyo atta dibbo rupi kama makaro kabilinka ahara bhakko tam tvam na janasi na passasi. So he says, I don't disagree what you're saying. Okay. But that's how not this self will get annihilated. There is another one, Dibbo Rupi Kamavakaro Kabalinka Ahara Bhakko. There's another body inside this, and that will get annihilated. What you're saying is right from only one viewpoint, but you have not understood it completely. There are two bodies. One self, which is created through your parents, which has a name and that is dead. Agreed. But there is one internal, and that one is divine, and that gets annihilated. Tamaham janami passami sokho bho atta yo yato kaya sabheda uchijjati vinasati na hoti param marana ittavata ko bho ayam atta tamma samuccino hoti iti ittike sato satassa uchedam vinasam vibhavam panyapeti. So you don't know it, but I know it. So this self, internal self, will get destroyed other than the external self. And that's how the annihilation happens. And the third one will say, that self, what you speak, also does exist. I don't deny it. Atthiko bho anyo atto dibbo rupi manomayo sabbanga pachangi ahindriyo. That means there is another mental body which is manomaya, made out of mind, which has everything. Okay. Since this self is annihilated and destroyed when the body breaks up and doesn't exist after death, meaning this one, manomaya, is dependent on the food. When the food cycle is ended, the manomaya kaya also destroys itself. It's a self-destructing vehicle. So that's how it happens. Yes, Aryu.
Yeah, I'm wondering, are these people talking out of experience? Or
Yes.
they somehow have the experience of Gandhava, or that's why they're having this
Yeah,
theory?
it's all about Gandhava. They have experience of that. So they have seen the manomaya kaya.
So why does the first one said the self is consuming solid food? Because the Gandhava doesn't take solid food.
No. I think that's the reason I told you, right? I am, he is this solid one. So I came out of my parents and now when I'm died, I'm gone, right? So the self came into existence after my parents told me about it.
But the second one, there's heavenly form, sensual, and also.
Yes, so he was able to meditate, he could see something else. So she says that is what it is. A third one says there is even more deeper than what you're seeing.
But the second one he sees is consuming solid food. He saw some kind of Gandhava that's consuming solid food.
Don't go like that. You're creating more speculation than what it is. Actually, this is a speculative vada. The view of speculation, right? So now on that, you're speculating even more.
Okay, that's why I'm asking, are they based on some experience?
They would, based upon their perception. Right now, the experience means perception. So whatever they are perceiving there is what they are saying. But then another one says that Attikho bho anyo atta sabbaso rupa sanyam samatikkama patigga sanyam attangama nanatta sanyam amanasikara ananto akaso iti akashanchayatano anupaga. Meaning he has gone into infinite space. So he says, you know what? You don't know what you're talking. Beyond the manomaya kaya is infinite consciousness. Infinite space. So the self is infinite space. Or like that, he will now go beyond. Then he says infinite consciousness. And then he comes to he comes to Akincha Ayatana. Then he comes to Neva Sanya, Na Sanya Ayatana. Now, what's the difference here between the eternalistic view and this view? They also do all of these 8 jhanas and they find the self existing. And they all do these 8 jhanas and they find the self is non existent. That is what is called Uchchedavada. So, Ariu, to answer to your question, they are doing jhana. All of these are accomplished people. So, please don't misunderstand. The first one is a materialistic viewpoint. And after that, they all have some degree of absorption or jhana. And they keep on saying one after the other. But why did I say speculative? If the view is speculative because they speculate whether it exists and doesn't exist, and they come to a conclusion that it doesn't exist because annihilation of that is happening. The speculation. So, wait a second, before you ask this question, I will say yes, they would have seen the Gandhabba. Then they have gone beyond the Gandhabba. Then they have gone into the infinite space. And then they have gone into infinite consciousness. Then they have gone into nothingness. Then they have gone into Neva Sanya, Na Sanya, neither perception nor non-perception. Okay? And then they hold the annihilationist view. Means after this, there's nothing in the self to exist. That's it. Is what they think. Yep. Go ahead.
I guess in both kind, they see there's something beyond. But in the first, Sasattavada, because they are able to recollect past lives, they're seeing some atta is there, not moving. But this one, because they've seen beyond, but they see it as different from the self they are seeing now. So they speculate that this self goes away, but that continues.
Now, why it happens this way? Because annihilationist people come from asanya realm of existence. There's no perception. So since they don't have perception, they can't see anything called as past life. And then they don't have anything called as past life. Since they have gone to neither perception, non-perception and found out that there's nothing which was existing earlier. So they get to the view that after this, it gets annihilated. So, sanni, asanni, eva sanni, na asanni. Right? We just covered it yesterday. It's a very important, very deep. This is an extension of that. I don't know, this whole thing, DN1, Brahmajala Sutta, is itself pretty deep. This and Mula Pariyaya Sutta, MN1, that's exact Buddha Dhamma. The one who understands these two has understood the entire thing. There's nothing more to understand in Buddha Dhamma. So, eternalistic view, non-eternalistic view, take 2 points. One point is because they are able to reflect on their past lives. Another viewpoint because they are coming from asanya loka, where there's no perception. Now, how did asanya happen? When they were meditating, in the sense they were in jhana, they lost the perception, but the feeling could not be removed. So they went into asanya. Now, what is neva sanya, na sanya? Realm of existence. As I've spoken so many number of times, it's about getting into deep sleep state. In that, you can't say you are going to wake up right now, but you can't say you will never wake up. You don't exist. The you is not existing. When Marion yesterday, she said, I'm feeling very sleepy, she went to sleep. After that, she doesn't know who is next to her. Gone. Is she Marion? No. Is she not Marion? No. Is she an Australian? No. Is she not an Australian? No. Is she married? No. Is she not married? No. Is she having children? No. Doesn't she have any children? No. Does she have a husband? No. Doesn't she have a husband? No. Does she has a house? No. Does she not have a house? No. Does she have an office? No. Does she not have an office? No. That state of mind, that state of existence is what neva sanya, neither perception, na sanya, neither perception nor non-perception, meaning you can't say she can't perceive it, you can't say she is perceiving it. And this state of existence we get into every day for all, not meant for me or you or anyone, for all. The moment you sleep, in the depth, it's erased, completely erased. You have no idea whether you have a body. And that's another thing I wanted to say. There's no idea whether you have a body. There's no idea whether you don't have a body. Correct? Neither rupa nor rupa. You don't have rupa. You don't say you don't have rupa because there's nothing called as rupa. Are you in arupa? No. Are you or are you not? No, you don't know. So basically, that state of existence is what we are talking about. Yes, Erin or Bobby, whoever wanted to ask.
So Vilasji, what does seeing in deep sleep? What of course we see dreams, and also we keep moving around. Like what? So what is that which makes us, like, say for example, if we are suffocated, apneic, sometimes those kind of things. Like you just move around, you change position. So what is forcing us to do that?
It's a subconscious mind which is doing it. So there are three kinds of mind. One is a conscious mind, and that is closed completely deep sleep. And there is subconscious mind which is partially awake. If anything happens, anything like there's a discomfort in the body, subconscious mind or conscious or subconscious, it takes care of that. And then there is supreme consciousness or all pervasive consciousness, what I can say, that is all of us are. So the conscious thing is removed completely at the time of deep sleep. You're not conscious. You're no longer conscious of whatever you have learned. You have learned yourself to be marine, that's gone. You learned that you have children, that's gone. You have learned that you have a house, that's gone. You've learned that you have a job, and that's gone. You've learned that you're an Australian now, and that's gone. That you're an Indian, that's gone, or whatever it is. So everything of that conscious experience is completely devoid, removed, right? But there exists subconscious existence. That is a basic consciousness, which in the if you take the neural information, or the brain processing, out of the three brains, the basic brain, the reptilian brain, is the one which takes care of the basic instinct. So if something is biting, it takes care of it. If something is uncomfortable, feeling hot or whatever, so you will remove the blanket or something like that. It's coming out of your that reptilian brain, which knows how to be instinctive, because it's instinct driven. It's not driven by anything else. So you don't have a mammalian brain any longer. So you can't access that limbic system. So parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system, if you take the parasympathetic nervous system is active, sympathetic nervous system wouldn't really react to it. So the parasympathetic is there. So only when there is trigger, it just takes up, otherwise it's not, just sleeps. So the neural is bypassed. So then what happens? Your basic mode is only survival. There's nothing else which is happening. That is the one which is making sure that you turn this side, you turn that side, you sleep straight, or some buzzing, and then just do like this, even though you're deep sleep. So all of that reactions are happening in this system. Does that answer?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So if you look at the neural topology, let's say I have a synapse between two systems. Majority of the systems are removed. So that means the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body is completely shut off. Okay. That means what we call as REM, rapid eye movement thing, and the gamma waves. Gamma waves take over. So you will have most deepest sleep. Okay. What is called as REM sleep. So you will have a brief period of REM and you're out of REM, again in REM, out of REM. So whenever you are supposed to take a decision, you come back based upon the heat, cold, whatever it is, or mosquitoes or something, it comes back. So it fires the neurons. And that particular part of the body will react to it, even though an unconscious state, becomes conscious and goes off. Right? So the network, the direct mode network, which is there between the right brain and the left brain, is disintegrated and again integrated based upon the input or trigger. It's all trigger driven. But when senses comes back, everything is triggered back. So you have more neuron firing during waking state than in the deep sleep. And hence it is called as rest, period of rest, because there are no neurons getting fired so much. So the body goes into a maintenance mode now, because there's only digestion, there's only circulation, assimilation, excretion thing getting ready. So there's nothing else which is getting processed. So there's no process. It's held. So this is from a medical point of view, apart from what we are discussing. So it closely resembles what Buddha is saying, that when your six sense doors are closed, you attain nibbanic bliss. Same thing is happening here, that the eye sense door is closed, the ear sense door is closed, the nose sense door is closed. So there's no trigger. There's no trigger point, except only when something is touched. So there is a instantaneous feeling and you react to that unconsciously and you come back. So I'm sleeping like this. After a while, it gets heated up and the muscles will start to tighten up. So there's a trigger at that point in time. The brain says, hey, you know what? This heating up. Why don't you do this way? So the person turns this way. After a while, he again turns this way. Now after a while, he turns on the other way. then this way, that way, other way. And some mosquitoes coming, you just do like this, as though you are awake, but that person is completely sleeping. It'll be fun to watch. Yes, Ariu.
So just to confirm, all these, flipping, doing this, it can happen when you're actually remain in deep sleep, or
Yes.
temporarily you have to let the mind come out of the eighth jhana and do something and goes back.
Exactly. That's true. What if you
So in a way,
yes, go ahead.
so in a way, the nibbanic state is same like the deep sleep
Yes,
state,
yes.
except that you are with it,
You are
and the
with
other
it.
one you are with it.
Yes, that's the only difference. You
That's
are
a big
aware of that state, which is called nibbanic bliss, and this is unconscious experience. You don't even know that's called nibbana. Forget about bliss or no bliss. Only thing you'll just wake up. Oh, what a sleep, man! I'm telling you. Wow, today I had a best of it. I'm feeling so fresh in life. Somebody triggers and say, that's nibbana, man. That's all what is nibbana. When you didn't have eyes, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. And that's it. There's no more to it. You are every day experiencing it without your knowledge. That's all. How? Do you have a family? No. Do you have a religion? No. Do you have a tradition? No. Do you have anything what you call as you? No. Now you see, do you have raga? No. Do you have dvesha? No. Do you have moha? No. Then what is nibbana? What else? You explain then. Back to me. This is not nibbana, then I'll tell you why it is nibbana. But it's not exact nibbana because there is a subconscious existence. So you need to cut off the conscious, subconscious existence to get into superconscious experience. And that superconscious is all knowing. That's exact nibbana. So when the senses come back, you become the witness. So now you know your drama. You're just supposed to act and enact. So now there's nothing to hold because now you really saw what it is. So you don't see what is conditioned. Why Buddha says conditioned consciousness is Mara. This consciousness, the first consciousness, is Mara. Why? It's just a conditioned. In deep sleep, nothing you remember. You just see. It's Mara. It is killed it. It's literally he killed it. No wife, no son, no daughter, no house, no property, no money, no job. You just name anything. You've named it. None of that exists. Void of existence. It doesn't even last 24 hours. Whatever you're saying doesn't even last 24 hours. Isn't it weird? Now you see Janak and Deepti are there at your home. You'll have dinner and blah blah, or lunch and dinner or whatever it is. Then they go home and they sleep, you sleep. Where is Janak? Who is Janak? He's dead. Why? You both sleep, put both of daughters in between, and when you sleep, you don't have a daughter. You don't even have a bed, forget the daughter. And then you don't even have a body. Which body? Whose body? Isn't it true? So it's Mara. That's the reason Buddha says, this consciousness is yours, it's not mine. Take it. Why? It's conditioned. A stupid condition. That's it. You just keep on reacting to that condition and then doesn't even last a night. Forget about any other time. Why? If Bobby is sleeping in the afternoon, he'll forget all about the family, the house, and everything, even in the afternoon. If he takes a nap, he goes to deep sleep. Then what happens? On. To that extent, what is Marin? Where is Annabelle? Where is Ashley? Where is that mobile he wanted to give? Or he didn't wanted to give. He wanted to give a camera, this, that, so many things, all removed at once, out. And it also removes Bobby from the equation, body from the Bobby, everything is removed. So whom did you marry? No one. So whom did you give birth to? No one. Who are they? No one. So why are you worried? That's all what it is, actually. And if you sleep forever, it's called death. Which one? The consciousness. This consciousness, which was there, is dead. Meaning, it was conscious of, oh, I have a wife, I have a son, I have this, I have that. But what about subconscious? That exists. That is Gandhabba. Yes, Aryu. Right.
Yeah, but that one in the dream, he might like another woman, not this wife.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, he's enjoying. But after he goes to deep sleep, that woman is also gone. That dream woman is also gone. Right? And see, you see this fun. So basically, the waking state now is an extended dream state. Right? Whatever we are talking now is as good as a dream because none of that remains. None of it. If you know this truth, you're done. There's nothing to get attached to. Now you come back to the original thing, which is what Buddha says. Anicca, dukkha, anatta, and then asubha. You made it certain that I exist. The subconscious also didn't exist. Forget the conscious. The subconscious doesn't exist. Okay? So, uncertain. And it is anitya. It's impermanent. Because as the day happens, all your experience comes, goes, comes, goes, comes, goes, comes, goes. And by the time you enter into the night, wiped out. All your experience wiped out. There's not one single is left. Just see this. All the experience you had from morning till the night or whenever you want to sleep is removed, completely removed. Not even a trace. See, the job what you did from morning till evening, maybe you strived, you did so much, you earned money, profit, whatever it is, all lost in a moment. The person goes to sleep and that's it, it's gone. Yes, Erin or Bobby, whoever.
So, Vilasi, like you're saying about this consciousness, subconsciousness, and your super consciousness, what are the states in like other realms of existence? And like, for example, in Brahma realm, like all those realms of gods, and if they don't have consciousness, subconsciousness, for example, because we have all these senses, we are able to feel this. But then how do they feel it
They
when they
also have
die?
senses. They also have senses.
So they have subconsciousness, consciousness,
They have all the three, just
all
like
the
we
three.
have all the three. Okay, now since you asked me this, let's take the sixth realm. There was a fifth realm. Let's take the sixth level. Sixth level is in same Kama Roop, Kama Loka. What happens? They have six senses, but the experience of that six senses are slightly enhanced than what you are having or I am having at present. But the subconscious is the same, the unconscious is also the same. So we have three, right? We have conscious, subconscious, unconscious. Now, if you reverse the clock, unconscious becomes the conscious, becomes said superconscious experience. The conscious will get off because there's nothing called as conscious, it is conditioned conscious, and the subconscious no longer is subconscious. So the Nibbanic bliss, if you were to follow whatever you are following, from Goenka to whatever, You are trying to make the subconscious move away, leading into the conscious and unconscious, and the unconscious becomes conscious. The avidya is gone. This is what is the unconscious. When you say avidya pachay sankhara, what it means is that only through your conscious conditioned experience you are trying to do something. And only that vijnana is coming. Got the point? Now when I was born, I was called Vilas. I was called Vilas. I am not Vilas. I was called. But this is a conditioned existence, meaning it came into existence because of the condition that I was born. That means I came out of my mother's womb. That I came out of the mother's womb and then created I as a conscious experience, so to say. So every time I am called Vilas, there is a conscious experience of Vilas, which is a created one. It's a conditioned one, right? But below that is an subconscious existence where the whatever we call it as glaciers or defilements are there. So they come on the surface and they take over the conscious. Basically, what it means to say is, let's say I'm not supposed to look at a woman, and then I have a love for women. So even though I have my wife Anjana, which is a conscious experience, the subconscious takes over and then makes me look at other women, even though I'm not supposed to be doing that. Consciously, I'm not doing it, but subconsciously, I'm doing it. So when you go to deep sleep state, the subconscious is alive. The conscious is gone. So all that what you had a conscious experiences from morning till evening is removed. The wife and all that is a conscious, which was created one, and that layer is gone. The second layer is a subconscious layer, where the impressions have happened. This is where the sankharas come on surface and they take over. Right? This is the second part. So wherein is everything is in the subconscious existence. So if you clean the subconsciousness, the subconscious layer gets removed. Only the conscious layer and the unconscious layer, the two layers remain. And when the unconscious becomes conscious, that becomes infinite conscious, because now you are aware of not only this little bit of consciousness which was conditioned, and the subconscious layer completely going off, this completely taken over by the conscious experience. So you feel bliss, you get the bliss. Then beyond that is what is called super conscious or supreme conscious, or whatever you can name that is. That means it knows all, everything. Meaning all your past life regressions are happening in this super conscious, not in the unconscious, in the super conscious. The super conscious is the one which has seen all life forms, and it can manifest. It has the ability to manifest. So how many layers of consciousness we are talking then? They have the first layer of consciousness, which is given at that after birth. The second layer of consciousness, which is coming out from the sankharas, what we have created in the past, and the new sankharas, what we are creating in the present, subconscious. And what's the third one? It's an unconscious state of mind where it doesn't know what it is supposed to be. And the fourth layer of consciousness is the one where everything is known, all knower. Yes.
And that's the Buddha.
That's the Buddha. Yes. So the third layer of consciousness, if you know, you will know everything about you as a person. So for that, the subconscious has to go. So your body movement here, this way, that way, this way is happening due to the subconscious. And what happens if it is conscious? Even then you know the condition. how it is happening. So you are never sleeping. You are completely awake 24/7. So then there is nothing called as death. You are completely alive. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's the Jagariyanu you told me.
Jagariyanu Yoga, yes. So you are making the unconscious become completely conscious. Now the question comes, why it became unconscious? Because of conscious. Simple. Asamara. The first layer is the Mara. What do you mean by that? That conscious which says, I am, at the first layer of self is the Mara. It's his field. So the eye is the Mara, E-Y-E. Ear is the Mara. Nose is the Mara. Tongue is the Mara. Body is the Mara. And the mind, this mind, conscious mind, is the Mara. First layer is the Mara. So, Maroti Uchchati, what is Mara is said? Kim Maroti Uchchati. So then Buddha says these are the Mara. So, Rupa Mara, Vedana Mara, Sanya Mara, Sankhara Mara, Vinyana Mara. Because this Vinyana is a conditioned one. Throw it out. Leave it. There's nothing called as Bobby. Throw it out. That's the most relaxing experience. Because you're not going to cry when Bobby is dead or Erin is dead. Because anyway, they are dying every night. Why on that day? Every night, every person is dying. Isn't it or not? The first layer is cut. Rupa is gone. Vedana is gone. Sanya is gone. Sankhara is gone. Vijnana is gone. All the five are gone. Throw it out. Now come to the next layer where the kleshas are there. Throw that out too. Then it becomes conscious. At it. You've done it. Now you reversed it. Then at the time of death, this conscious layer will go away. That's it. Over. Game over. So 4 layers of consciousness. So the more we accumulate is the first layer. And that goes into the second layer, which is subconscious. So whatever pain you had, it goes into the subconscious. Whatever pleasure you had goes into the subconscious. But unconscious is unconscious. It doesn't have anything to do with you. The you in the first. So whatever experience we're having today is either conscious or subconscious. That's it. Only 2. Don't even know if the third one exists. Leave the fourth one. Third one doesn't even know. And hence it's called unconscious. So to say, so Buddha Dhamma opens up the unconscious, cuts off the conscious and subconscious. So for that, first thing you need to learn is to see everyone as 5 aggregates. That's a conscious experience what you're having. That I am Bobby, I am Marin, I am Ariu, I am this, I am that, I'm an American, I'm an Australian, I'm an Indian, I'm this, I'm that. Think, see it. Does it come even for a 1 minute in deep sleep? And if it is not, it's Mara. He has whacked it out. Gone. There's no trace. Even if he's a PhD holder, his PhD of no use. When he sleeps or she sleeps, Nobel Prize, whatever it is, cut off. President of the country. Sorry, sir, wrong number. Mara doesn't care whether you're president or you're king or whatever you are. That's the reason Buddha gave up his palace, because he saw this. It's an idiotic thing. It doesn't even last. So that's the reason he says, if you want to take it and go, because you can't use it even in the night. Forget about keeping it. Do whatever you want. You want to Borrow it. You want to steal it. It's your problem. Take it. So when Mara comes and asks, he says, take everything. Go, take it. So Mara challenges the Buddha, saying that, where will you run, ascetic? He says, Mara, I is Mara, I consciousness is Mara, I experience is Mara, take it. Ear consciousness and everything is Mara, take it. It's yours. It's your domain. I don't come in your domain. Like that. So if we can see this, you're done. Done means you're done from the first layer of consciousness. Now you can work at the second layer of consciousness, where the sankharas or these kleshas or kilesa or defilements are. That is the unconscious existence. Now you don't react to the unconscious existence. Just watch them. Just watch. Just be a witness. They go by themselves. You don't have to do anything about it. So after you cut the first layer of consciousness, and now you come to the second layer of consciousness, where just be a witness. As what? The third layer, which is unconscious, is becoming conscious. That's the witness consciousness. Sakshi. That was there with you. It was all along sleeping. Your slumber sleep. Okay, my friend will take care. What your friend will take care? He's looting you. Then you suddenly wake up. Hey, come here. Come here. And he says to eyes, hey, eyes, when did I ask you to see there? Hey, ear, when did I ask you to go there? I am now the new owner. So the unconscious becomes conscious. Yes, Harry, go ahead.
So this unconscious layer you're talking, this third layer, is it still vijnana with namarupa? Does it have to be cut
Yes,
for you
yes,
to?
yes, yes, it is.
To drop?
It is.
Eventually has to be dropped.
Eventually will be dropped at Arhat, not now. Yep. So first let's get there. Still we are in the first level of giving up the 5 aggregate vijnana. As the first thing you need to drop. Just see this. Do you get it by the night or whenever you sleep? But no point in holding it. If something doesn't even come for the night, there's no point in holding it. Just take it like that. They're not worth it. So that's the reason we say, I'll see you tomorrow. That's a conscious experience. I'll see you tomorrow. But do you know when you sleep, is there a tomorrow? So anagata is not there. Do you know there was yesterday? No. Do you know there is present? No. Atita anagata pachuppanna. Ajjata bahida. Is there anything called internal to you? No. Is there anything external to you? No. Olarika sukuma. Is there anything gross? No. Any subtle? No. Hina panita. Hina means inferior. Panita means superior. Is there anything superior, inferior? No. Santike dure. Bobby sleeping in one room, Marin is sleeping in another room. Does Bobby know the room? Dure, far. Which room? Santike. Bobby is holding on to Marin tightly. As tight he can before sleep. After sleep? Maybe Marin would have got up, took her car and went away, and Bobby is snoring and he'll... Huh? What happened? Where did you go? Oh my God, 7 o'clock. She's already left at 5 o'clock. Right? That's all what it is. It's foolishness on the first layer. Cut it out. Then you see the second layer where the impressions are. Don't react to any impression. The subconscious mind is completely cleansed by the third layer of consciousness, which becomes conscious. And once that takes over, you are in Nibbana, Paramam Sukham. Because the first layer of consciousness is Mara, you gave it off. The second layer is you are created, threw it away. The third layer is pleasant layer. And when you extinguish, then there is no nama rupa left. And when the vinyana nirodha happens, the third layer of consciousness gives up its hold. It comes into the fourth layer, which is supreme consciousness. That's it. No more individual consciousness. There's nothing called individual now. Got it? So that is parinibbana. After nibbana. So sitting in the flight is which consciousness? If I sit in the flight, which consciousness? Oh, so much to think. Yes, go ahead.
No, I'm saying I'm in the flight is first.
First level, yes. There's 5 aggregates. If I were to ask for beer, which consciousness is that?
Ayatana.
No, second level of consciousness, which is
Yeah.
subconscious experience. I need a beer. Why? Last time when I had flown, I had a beer. Okay. And last time.
So that's triggering you to ask you that question. Is that
Yes.
what it is? Yeah.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. So that's an impression which is coming out of the subconscious experience. So in the subconscious, the taste of the beer still exists. So when I see my next person drinking beer, he has kept 4 cans of beer and feel, oh my. And that too, this time Ariu has booked me a premium economy. That means unlimited beer. In the economy, they give you 10 cans of beer between Bangalore and US. And now,
Is that for you to go into unconsciousness?
see, Bangalore, Frankfurt, or Bangalore to Heathrow, I can take 5 cans of beer. And from Heathrow to Chicago is another 5 cans of beer. So 10 cans beer. Okay. If I take one single flight, 12 cans of beer, one crate of beer in the total span. So if I had flown from Bangalore to San Francisco like I'm flying now, I can take 12 cans of beer or 6 what's that? 6 glasses of wine, 5 glasses of whiskey, like that. That's a 5 full, meaning it's like 90 ml into 5, 450 ml of whiskey in 17 hours. So the person is completely saturated, meaning to say that the dehydration will be at such a level. I don't know how is he going to land in the US, but anyway, that's a max limit what has been given. So I can have 12 cans of beer. That's not the big cans, is small ones. So 12 cans, one crate. 12. So Ariu has booked me a flight which can give me 12 cans of beer, and then I can't drink a single beer. What a pain. Okay. And I can't see any entertainment because I don't entertain. So then that TV which is there in front of me is of no use. No entertainment. No in-flight entertainment. And they give a noise cancelling headphone. That's of no use. So where the trigger now? All of this we are talking about, where the trigger? The trigger is the Sukha Vedana which is there. That's the trigger. So when I see the beer next to my co-passenger, and let's say there's a lady looking good and she's having beer. So the male ego will hit back saying that when that lady can have beer, why you can't have beer? Let's say. So now I have to tighten up. Look at that beer lady drinking. Let me go to sleep. But every now and then I keep on counting the cans of beer she's emptying. Right? So then I can't stand it anymore. So I'll just press and say, yes, sir, what can I do for you? Water. Do you have any juices to drink? Yeah, we have apple juice and this juice, orange juice. Okay. Why don't I have orange juice? So I feel at least that same color, right? So orangish color of beer and orangish color of this. Looks, okay, I'm drinking something. How can only she drink and I can't drink? It's very funny. I need to drink. So basically, that's what is going to happen because that's coming from subconscious existence. So basically, we have to see it in that way. So when I take a 17.5 hour flight, all of these triggers are coming from subconscious. Even though consciously I'm working on Buddha Dhamma, if there is no change in the subconscious, it's going to still trigger the event. But if it is removed from subconscious, then there's no trigger. Yes, Sari.
Yeah, I'm thinking in like a sotapanna, right? Because the sati is still lacking. So he goes unconscious quite a bit. Subconscious quite a bit.
Yes.
Because he got control by it. But it's a sakadagami because awareness is established. He become aware of subconscious, but doesn't react to the subconscious.
Yes.
And hence,
yes. So he will still enjoy, but not the beer. Sotapanna will not be able to handle beer or any alcoholic drinks because it doesn't, that chitta doesn't arise. That is, the subconscious experience will not be there. So to that extent, he doesn't do all of those actions which trigger some negative responses like that. It's very interesting to see, basically. So it'll be interesting for you, Ariu. How did I spend my 17.5 hour journey?
either way you're gone. Either one way you're gone in jhana, second way you're gone in beer.
Yeah. So now I'm not going under beer, so I'm going under jhana. So that is much better deal than the beer. But you see this fun. The lady sitting next to me, she's going to have beer. And that's going to be, what I can say, overwhelming experience for me. Right? And she's not only having beer, she's also having, skimpy clothes. It's even more, Kama Chanda will take over from the subconscious existence. The fun. So that's what we are seeing on the Uchedavada, that they see that the self is annihilated because there is no further existence. Because they came from asanya sanya, asanya satta loka. There's nothing, no prior lives. Any questions? Otherwise, we can close for today.
Are we concluding on the DN1 today, or there's still something to conclude?
No, there is a big one which I think will take another 2 hours. There's we are still here. See, I have to cover how much you know. Let me tell you. We just did this. Now we have to do 3.2.5. Dittha Dhamma Nibbana Vada. So that's the reason I took this Nibbana. Okay. Then we have to do Attaloka Panyati Vattu. Then we have to take Passa Pachaya Vara. Then we have to take Neta Mattha Mavijjati Vara. Then Ditti Gati kadithana vattaka katha. Then vivatta katadi. That much we have to complete. We are still in 3. We have to complete 4 and 5. Yes, sir.
Yesterday you were saying we want to conclude, but it seems we're still like weeks to go.
Yeah, we have at least 2 weeks to go. Now I was thinking, but I can finish it. That's not an issue. But if you don't understand whatever is there, it doesn't make sense. So we'll take it slowly. Fine. It's too much. I mean, you have to go that depth into it. Otherwise, just reading it wouldn't really make any sense.
Yes. Actually, like, it's better to go slowly than finishing it fast.
Yeah, because we need to have experience also coming out like this. So now you'll not forget, oh, this Vada is there, that Vada, that Vada, that Vada. And then we come to ending of defilements. Then it's done. So what should you remove? Vijnana. Which Vijnana? Whatever you have been trained. What's the one has to be clean, actually cleansed? The second one, subconscious. What has to be brought up? The conscious, meaning unconscious to conscious. That is Ditteva Dhamma, enlightenment. So are you an enlightened being? Yes. If that unconscious becomes enlightened of what? Enlightened of superficial conscious, which is all of us. Then the impression one is subconscious. And now you're pure, purified, pure and bright. The third one. Now that is the one which helps you to see all the past life. Because the fourth one is the supreme conscious, superconscious. Yes. What next? 10. We close. What do you want to discuss? Yes, Harry, you go ahead.
One question. Since Marine was asking about Brahma, I was thinking this Brahma, because the mind is expanded, right? As the mind expands, it starts to experience like oneness in some degree, right? So my thought was this Brahma will have some kind of oneness with other beings as
Yes, it
me
does.
as well.
It does.
So in that sense, why does this Brahmin, whatever person experienced, recollect the past life, when he recollects as Brahma, does he feel the same as the Mahabrahma as one or separate? Like, why is that?
See, the thing is like this. Now the Brahmin is a created entity in the first level of consciousness, right? But when he goes to the jhanic ones, where he's seeing all the past life, it means he's come to the unconscious conscious, right? That is where he can see all the eons, 10 eons and 40 eons like that. But he's blocked because he can't see the supreme conscious, which is conscious of everything. So what Buddha is talking about is from supreme conscious level. There's nothing more to know. It's all known, all knower, all seer of every realm, of everything. Yes.
Okay, so I guess this Brahmin, he would have seen this small self is not real, his past and all that, but he still feel like this, unconscious is real.
Yes,
and
unconscious.
It's separate from that of Mahabrahma.
Don't complicate so much. For everyone, the subconscious is a klesha, right? The unconscious is sattva, tattva, or self, Atma, right? That's the one. But what Buddha says is that that is also conditioned. That's not unconditioned either. But that is not as conditioned as the first one. So there's no self, there's no Atma per se. Got the point? So when we get there, which one? The Nama Rupa with Vijnana, then it gets completely cut. So none of these views would have gone to the Nama Rupa and Vijnana. And hence they can still see something and then start perceiving that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it'll be, intellectual, but I guess I'm trying to understand why, having oneness experience, these Brahmas still think Mahabrahma is separate, they're separate. And
that he has already explained. No, even in that, what is that, Aganya Sutta, in so many suttas is explained. That's the max they can go. We also looked at the Sampasadaniya Sutta. In this sutta itself, he has covered. They can't go beyond it. What you can do about it?
Okay, so even oneness have levels of oneness, and he
It's
still
not
sees
about oneness as level of oneness or not. You can't go beyond that. So they feel that is the max can do. Right? And then the self is existing. So it is expanded, but the self is expanded. Which self? The third self is expanded. Right? There's nothing called fourth.
So he still sees separateness in his witness and the Mahabrahma's witness.
Because he can't see is what I'm saying, right? There are so many suttas where Buddha says only I can see all. Nobody else can see all. Even Arhat cannot see by that same token. Leave it. There's no point in discussing about it because you can't see. Nobody can do anything about it, right? See, these beings, what we are talking with the Uchedavada, they are in Asanya realm. Now, what you can do about it? They don't have perception. So they can't see their past. And they come into the viewpoint that even when I did the Neva Sanya, Na Sanya Ayatana, there's nobody there. So it gets annihilated after this body breaks up.
Yeah, just like someone walk through the whole, continent and reaches the ocean and think, oh, this is it. Just as far as the earth goes.
What happened, Bobby? You're teasing Merin.
Yes.
I was sitting and listen carefully so that you will understand.
Okay. Yeah, it's like that. So there's no point in, see, you just have to see the 3 layers of consciousness. That's it. First layer dies every night. The second layer is just all the impressions. The third layer presently is unconscious. If you can make it conscious, then you are in right path. That's it. All religion, all tradition, everything is in 1 and 2. Got it? All impressions only. Take impressions, that's it. And then you have a conscious experience of that impression. So are you a Hindu? And you say, yes. Are you a Muslim? Yes. Are you Christian? Yes. Or something like Australian, American, this, that, and try to believe that is what it is. And everybody loses that and he sleeps. Yes.
And is it the third layer people call God? These people would call God. It's the third layer. No.
The third level will take you to the 4th level, which is a God. Okay. Now, how do you define God? With attributes, without attributes. With attributes means with form. Without attributes means formless. Right? Because if you say all seeing, all hearing, it can't be an individual. It should be Ananta. Yes, go ahead.
I guess I was asking this question because these people, let's say, who's revering a god, they would be having these partial eternalistic view where they're kind of revering Mahabrahma, right, in that sense.
Which we already covered, no?
Yes,
Partial
which is,
eternalistic.
yeah, which is,
See, they can be anything now because everything is dependent on perceptions.
Yeah.
And the
so
perception,
which is why I think they haven't transcended the third layer. It would be,
they would have partially transcended, but they can't transcend the entire thing. So they get stuck wherever they have transcended. So unless somebody transcends it completely and he knows that he is completely aware, that is what sati means. Be honest. You're aware of everything that's happening around you, not unconscious, conscious, completely conscious. And then it makes sense. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense. We are partially conscious, Harry. You, even with our whatever meditation we are doing, we are hardly meditating. Right? So we are nowhere there. Come on. We are in 1 and 2. We forget the 3. So my whole objective of meeting you is to sit and do the third one, not the 1 and 2. 1 and 2, we have done it while you were in Bangalore. Leave it. See the thing.
by we, you mean you.
No,
Yeah.
I and you. How much ever you can do. We'll see.
So, Vilasi,
Hmm.
this in the Christian scriptures and all, it is said that it is God, which is in Christian where they are saying is, many places say that it is kind of love. So I thought it is a place where metta is dominant or something. But why then he is getting angry sometimes?
Who is getting angry? God.
Yeah, this Christian God sometimes, he gets angry. Or, in the Bible it says he gets angry.
Over in Hindu tradition also there.
All gods in all tradition, all religion will get angry for some reason.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Like, so in
Is
Hindu
it my
tradition,
question or is it your
so
question?
in wars, like, where they, like, there are some traditions, like, which
Yeah.
I say.
So I used to tell my parents early, gods must be crazy because they get angry for no reason, for small trivial thing. They get angry. This servant of mine did not serve me today. I'm very angry. Then here is, take it, like what God gave to Adam. He said, look, I gave you the entire thing where Eden, and all that you knew is to eat an apple. Come on, get lost from this place. And he took Eve and left. Now he cursed Eve. Now from now onwards, I'm telling you, you're going to bear the child and you're going to get into menstruation. You are only fit for that, and now you both get out from this place. And Adam had to leave. And by the way, why did God take the chest bone of Adam to create Eve? He could have just created without the need of taking something. When he could create Adam without anything, why he required some material to be taken from Adam to create Eve? And God was displeased with all creation. He was seeing that Adam was getting more and more depressed. He thought he will be enjoying more if Eve is given. And Eve, she's being good. So he was enjoying with her, and suddenly Eve thought good to eat an apple because one snake came, and it is a, what is that? It is a Mara. Let's take the Christian version of Mara. And it showed the apple, and then you should be eating apple, and it plucked the apple and gave it to Eve. And Eve, not only eating herself, she made Adam, who was sleeping all the time. I don't know why he should be sleeping, but anyway, he woke up suddenly. If his job was to sleep, why Eve is required? I don't understand. But anyway, but then she gave it to the apple. he gave the apple and they both had sex and God became displeased. How come you do this? And he banished them from kingdom of Eden.
So they actually have sex, is what Bible says.
They ate apple.
They ate
Basically,
apple
they
means
ate
that.
apple.
You please understand. So, Harry, sometimes you should use your brains.
I
Okay?
thought eating apple means creating, perception of good and bad, and then that's
No,
that duality.
In the Bible, it says like the apple it was in the middle of the garden. So the middle of the garden is where the organs are. So it's just like that's the concept. Like they say like so the Mara showed the woman, and then the woman persuaded the man, and the man had so the relationship started. Yeah.
Actually, Vilasi, my question was, I didn't complete it. My question was, see now, everything what these views, what we are explaining is, you told many times, it is on the meditative experience of different people. So that's how these views came from Janic experience. So I was trying to relate that with this Bible type of Christian view. How this cannot become from meditation, right? The God is getting angry and all those things, because higher the God goes, they tend to be not getting angry. So it is somebody's just imagination.
no. What happens, Bobby? In consciousness, two things are there. One is feeling, one is perception. All that what they're talking about, even in Christian or in Hindu or in Muslim or in any religion, is based upon the perception. They have perceived it. Now you can't challenge the perception because that's the perception. That's a sunny perception, right? So when they perceive whatever they perceive. So they perceived God being like this. Heaven means
So
this.
my question is like, when you are meditating, normally the mind goes into wholesome states, right? Even though you don't have wisdom, it will go into the wholesome states.
No, no, no,
So
no,
how
no.
they can perceive to be angry?
No, 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 no. You see gods. You see gods in jhana. You see gods. That's it. But can you say that is an imagination? No. Can you say that is reality? No. Can you say anything? No. You can only say it is perceived by this person like that. When they perceive it, they have seen God cursing, right? And they wrote it. God cursed. You can't challenge that viewpoint. That's what this whole Brahmajala Sutta is all about. How did they get that view? It's because of perception, right? Even in Upanishadic thoughts, God comes and he blasts everyone. Why? Doesn't he have any better work in life just to blast? And why he should come and blast only humans who are the weirdest form for him, hardly live for 100 years, and out of that 60 years they're crying, 40 years they don't know what to do. For a trivial people, why he should waste so much of energy creating so many gardens and Edens and this and that, and all for what? And only he gets angry with humans, right? I don't know what is wrong with humans.
That's
And,
correct. Even the animals are doing worse things.
yeah, and he wants to refine humanity. Every god wants to refine humanity. Like in that Uposatta thing, these Mahar, the sixth, seventh, eighth, like that, the realms, they keep on saying that the humans are not doing Uposatta in the way they should be doing. They are not doing Attami and all that. So why are they bothered about humans? They're literally trash, actually, just like ants and mosquitoes. Why are they so interested? See, we are not interested in any animal, what they do. Why are they interested in us?
But these are in the
Very
sutra,
strange.
right? these are you know,
These are what?
more real.
Real or
The
unreal?
gods are thinking that this is the opportunity that they're wasting because this is a humankind. Humankind is the one who can achieve nibbana, and they are
Nirvana,
wasting.
like, go to heaven. How the gods will go and
Oh, yeah.
See, heaven is empty. Sakka says, heaven is empty. So why don't these humans come and stay with us? So they are not meeting the criteria. So we have to meet the criteria to exist there. So we have to do something. The visa is not given. We are practicing, get the visa. Okay, so when we go there. So basically, if you see, hobby is that they perceive whatever you perceive, it becomes real in the Vijnana. Got it? Because Vijnana has perception and feeling. See, Bobby, yesterday we were speaking. Again, I'll tell you this. The person sitting next to you for the very first time, you met her in a school and her name was Merin, but her original name is not Merin, but still she is Merin. And then you are Bobby. You were just school children going to the school or college or whatever you are doing. And then you never had an idea of getting married. So at that time, the perception was what? And the feeling was what? The feeling was good and the perception was a friend. Yeah. Now, after you married, okay, the feeling became wife and husband. That feeling changed to wife and husband from being a friend because the perception got changed now. All of a sudden, Merin has to do something to you and you have to do something to Merin. Actually, if you were friends forever, then there is no husband and wife, right? But why you should become husband and wife? Why? Now, in the Christian or in the Hindu or in the Muslim or whatever, here is the wife. Why? Crazy, man. Even then I'm going to be with her only. Oh, here's the wife and there's the husband. As though I don't know. Now we pronounce as wife. Why you should pronounce? I'm here to renounce, not to pronounce. Right? So if you see what has happened, the very first time you had a friend, that's a perception. You got a feeling of friend. You felt she's a friend. And you start liking it. So that liking is Sukha Vedana. Now the perception got changed to wife. Now check. What happened to the friend? That perception is removed. You no longer consider Merin to be a friend. Never. You can say she's like my friend now. But she's not your friend. Because the feeling is removed. Right? This is happening in consciousness. So now, Bobby, to answer to your question, why do gods curse? Now you tell me, why did you leave your friend? Give me the answer to that.
Because of the perception.
Now, can anybody change your perception? No way. You say, Merin is my wife. You say, boss, please understand, you both were in the same college. All that is agreed, but still she's your wife. But she is never your wife. She was your friend. But if you are capable of removing the perception of a friend and replace it with wife and feel she is your wife, why can't they perceive it that way, that God is cursing? Quite possible, right? The same thing has happened between me and Anjana. We both used to be school friends, going to the same school, and both the parents used to drop us to the school. right? And we have been knowing from kindergarten. But will I ever call her even once that she's my friend? It's foolishness, right? From where the hell did I get this idea that she's my wife? Okay, if I'd married some other woman, I would have agreed, yeah, she's my wife. She is my school friend. We went to the same school, played exactly the same games, except for some girl games she used to play and cricket or whatever I used to play. But other than that, we've been together. And I've been their neighbor, next door neighbor. So we always, she's at my home or I am at her home or whatever it is and playing with her brother and all that. But how did she become my wife? Yes, Sharif.
Yeah, and I was just thinking, I have experienced the reverse of this because I got divorced. I've witnessed this wife become friends, more from my wife's side, because she was seeing me as husband, so she was very angry with me. But as we're starting to agree, separate, then she starts seeing me as friend. Whenever she see me as friend, she become happy with me because whatever I'm doing, I'm helping her. So for a few days, she become very happy with me. Because she become happy with me, I guess the craving comes back again. She sees me as husband. Whenever she sees me as husband, I'm not meeting the bar. So again, she become angry at me. So I see this flip a few times until it starts to stabilize as friends.
Yeah, yeah, that is the best thing for you, for your wife or ex-wife, just a friend, because then you're safe. In fact, when I'm going to meet Zhao, I'm going to tell her you're a better friend than a wife or a husband. So we all can stay as friends. The best thing. If you add something on that thing, it's a problem because you start expecting something which never existed. There is no job responsibility as a husband or a wife. It just created one. It doesn't even exist. And you can't compare with another husband and say, look at that husband. What do you mean, look at which husband? Look at that wife. Which wife you're talking about? And by mistake, if I say that wife is so pretty looking and my wife will go even more red, see that I said, look at her nature. She's so rude. I say she's so pretty. So I'm talking physical. She's talking something else. So we don't know what are we talking because we are in the first layer of conscious experience. We don't even know what we are talking because everything is driven from the subconscious. So Bobby, everyone, including whichever realms you are talking about, the jhanic, they will have only perception. And that's the reason Buddha says, unless you cut the perception, the feeling cannot be removed. That's the reason it's called Sanya Vedeta Nirodha. No perception, no feeling. That's Nibbana. Otherwise, we'll all have all kind of, what we can say, perceptions. Okay, it's already 10:30. Yeah.
It is more than that. It's not 10:30. It is 10.
It's actually 10:27 here.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
And for Eriu, it is 9 o'clock. Almost
Yeah,
9.
here it is 3 o'clock.
Yeah, he's gone back. So for us, it becomes 13 and a half hours difference. So he's gone back and you have stayed where you are between India and
Yes.
Australia. Anyway, good night and good day, and we'll meet again at 8 o'clock Australian time.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Vilas.
So tomorrow or what day? What?
Tomorrow you want to meet? We can meet.
No. Okay, the day after. No, just
Monday.
to check.
Monday for
Monday,
India
okay.
and Sunday for you.